Hello, I'm Mimi. I'm a full-time digital illustrator and content creator, and today I'm spilling the beans on my art business income for the second quarter of 2022. This video is sponsored by Skillshare, but more on that later. So I shared with you a few months ago my art business income from the first quarter of 2022, from January through March, and today I'm sharing how much I made for the second quarter of 2022 from April through June, and we'll see what's grown and what hasn't, and just where I'm at. I'm making these videos because it's really hard to find honest and transparent information online about how much artists and content creators earn, so I'm hoping that this can give you a little bit of insight and maybe will be helpful if you're looking to earn in any of the ways that I do. Of course, these are just my figures, and you could definitely earn more from these platforms than I am, but I've chosen to grow things steadily and organically, and if you'd like to hear more about my business choices and long-term goals, then let me know and I'd be happy to make a video about it. So last time I made a quarterly income video, I had made $7,227.27 in Australian dollars in the first 3 months of the year, which is below minimum wage here in Australia, but is enough for me to live off of if I keep my expenses low, and it allows me to work full-time on my art business. So let's take a look at how much I've made from my art in the second quarter of 2022 and compare it to the previous quarter. From April through June this year, I made a total of $11,520.23 in Australian dollars, which is a $4,292 increase from last quarter. Part of that is because I had some picture book advances come in, but even without those, it would have been an increase. And by the way, that figure is after platform fees like Etsy and Patreon fees, but before general business expenses, what I pay my video editor, and before taxes. That figure is also made up of several smaller income streams, so let's take a look at them individually. I will quickly say that I've excluded income from video sponsorships from this number because I'm not allowed to say how much I earn from a sponsored video, and it'd be too obvious if I included the figure in this particular video, but it didn't have a very big impact on my overall income. Affiliate marketing. So let's start from the lowest figure and work our way up, and the smallest portion of my income comes from affiliate marketing. I sometimes share products or courses that I really like and that I think are a really good resource for my audience, and often when I do, I get a small commission for the referral. I put these in my YouTube descriptions on my website and sometimes in my Instagram stories. It's a really passive income stream, even though it's small, and from April to June I made $178.60 from affiliate marketing. It's an increase of about $142 from the previous quarter, which is a nice jump up, and I imagine it's because my website and social media platforms are getting more traffic than they were before. Art licensing. I did a teeny bit of art licensing recently for a small run of products, and that's an income stream that I didn't have on my list last time. Licensing is where you sort of rent out your artwork to a business to use on their products for a fee, and you both agree on a set of terms for them to use your artwork. So for the really small amount of licensing I did in the second quarter of 2022, I earned 300 Australian dollars, which is not lots, but it's another way I can monetize art that I've already done. Digital products. The next way I earned money online is with the digital products that I sell on Etsy and Gumroad. Once I've made the products and uploaded them to a shop, it's a really passive income stream, and I sell lots of step-by-step tutorials, digital phone wallpapers of my art, and I also have a printable prompt list on Gumroad. Here are the stats for my Etsy shop. You can see that my conversion rate is pretty low. A common conversion rate for this sort of thing online is 1 to 5%, and mine is only 0.8%. My highest earning items were my bundles of step-by-step drawing guides, but my most purchased item was a tie between phone wallpapers and my guide for drawing a girl character. I also have some downloadable goodies on Gumroad that are on a pay-what-you-want system, so you can absolutely go and download them for free because I want them to be accessible to people, but I give customers the option to pay for them if they want to, and some do, which I always really appreciate because of course these resources take me time to create. So between all of my digital products, I made $905.52 over the past 3 months, which is all passive income because I made and listed the products last year. It's actually $100 less than the previous quarter, so maybe I need to tell people about my shop some more because sometimes it's so passive that I kind of forget. So you can consider this a plug to go and have a look at my drawing guide bundles over on my Etsy shop if you haven't already. I'll leave the link in the description. So this video is sponsored by Skillshare, and if you don't already know, Skillshare is an online learning community with loads of creative classes for learning a new skill, and I love that the classes are made by lots of different creators on tons of different topics that can help us with our creative businesses or just for fun. I'm watching a really sweet class by Amandine Thomas called The Busy Creative 3 Quick and Easy Drawing Exercises to Spark Creativity, and she shows us a few creative activities that can be done in 5, 10 or 15 minutes for those who have a busy schedule. I love her relaxed approach to creativity, and I think it's a lovely class that shows us how we can introduce a little art into our busy schedules. Skillshare is great for leveling up my skills at my own pace, and if you're curious to give it a go for yourself, then I'm happy to say that the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so you can try out this class or find another creative class that suits what you're looking to learn at the moment. Thanks so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to it. YouTube Adsense. Another way I earn money online is with the YouTube Adsense from this channel. I run this channel with my partner Dan, who does the filming and editing, and we've been trying to put out a video every week as much as we can to grow the channel. It's definitely seen some steady growth this year with our subscribers growing by about 14,000, and our views are growing as well, which is really nice to know that we can reach more people. YouTube revenue goes up and down quite a bit depending on how many views the channel gets and how well videos are performing, and you can see all of those spikes from that on this graph when videos are getting released and views go up on that day. For almost all of this quarter, we were earning over $10 a day from revenue, with our biggest day earning us $47.89. It's mostly a handful of videos being recommended and holding up the daily views, mostly the day in my life as an illustrator video, my previous quarter's income video, and my video about being an introvert online. So for the second quarter of this year, YouTube AdSense paid us $1,947.11 in Australian dollars for video views, which is an increase of $1,237 from the previous quarter since our views went up quite a bit. Custom illustrations. So my second biggest income source for this past quarter has come from doing custom illustrations, and I'm including in this any custom illustrations that I was commissioned to draw, including small private commissions and picture book illustrations. I did a few private commissions this past quarter, but I've mostly been working on picture book illustrations, and I'm really excited to be in a position where I can be working quite consistently on picture books. So between all of my custom illustrations and the picture books, I earned a total of $3,700 from April until June, which is up $1,706 from the previous quarter, but that's largely because some of my picture book advance payments fell within this quarter. Patreon. And my largest and most reliable income, just like last time, is Patreon. Running my Patreon is one of my favorite things that I do, and I love being able to spend time making videos and step-by-step drawing guides to post there, and I also really love connecting with my community on Discord. It really helps my peace of mind to have a stable income stream like this, because while a lot of my other income streams vary quite a lot month to month, Patreon is fairly consistent, and it means that I know at the very least I'll be able to pay my bills each month, which means that I can focus on creating art and content. Even though it's reliable and generally grows month on month, sometimes after a big growth period there is also a small downturn, so it's not exactly a linear growth, and that's okay because I certainly don't expect my patrons to stay each and every month. Something that might help my Patreon moving forward though is a new webpage that I've just published that lays out the main articles and videos available on my Patreon to make them easier to browse before someone decides to join. And it'll also help current patrons because Patreon can be a little awkward to navigate sometimes. Now it's much easier to browse through different drawing and small business articles, video lessons, drawing process walkthrough videos, and illustration club posts and videos. It takes quite a bit of my time to create all of my content for Patreon each month, but I really enjoy the community and it's obviously a large part of my income, so it does take priority for my time. If you'd like to join me on Patreon, even if you'd just like to try it for a month, then I'll leave the link in my description below. So for the second quarter of 2022, I made $4,489 from Patreon, which is $1,085 more than the previous quarter. So those are all of my income streams from my art and content in the second quarter of 2022, and it averages out to be about 3,840 Australian dollars per month. Again, that's before business expenses like software and equipment, it's before I pay my video editor, and it's before I pay any taxes. My expenses definitely aren't very big for a business though, because I don't have any stock or packaging to buy, but there are still quite a few costs that I have to pay to keep my business running, and I can always do a video about that another time if you guys are interested. It's nice to see my income streams steadily growing, and I'm really happy with how diverse my income is at the moment because the bulk of it is quite nicely split between Patreon, custom illustrations, and YouTube Adsense. And so if for some reason one of those income streams disappears for reasons out of my control, I won't suddenly be left without an income. I'm of course hoping to grow my income throughout the second half of this year because I'm still not earning loads, but I am really grateful to be earning enough to live off of and to spend my time doing what I love, and that has a huge amount of value to me. I'm definitely heading in the right direction, and I love that I can share my journey and help other people along the way because that's really important to me. I really appreciate all of your support, and I always enjoy reading your comments and hearing about your stories. So let us know below where you're at in your art business journey if that's something you're working on. Thanks so much for watching this video. Give it a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already so that YouTube knows that you guys like my videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!